Seeing the army ants approaching, the old man quickly took out a crystal skull. The next second, something eerie happened. The swarms of army ants had already bypassed the old man and were heading straight ahead. The soldiers, who didn't have time to run, were instantly engulfed by the ant swarms. Seeing this, the woman quickly ran to a dead tree, grabbed a hanging vine, and then strenuously climbed up. But the ant swarms still didn't want to let her go. They piled on top of each other, quickly building an ant ladder. An ant immediately climbed onto the woman. The woman crushed it with her leg. Soon, with the help of her companions, the woman was also rescued. To escape the ant swarm's pursuit, they quickly used ropes to climb down the cliff. The group led by the professor, who were being chased by the ant swarms, also arrived here. To avoid being devoured by the ants, they had no choice but to drive straight off the cliff. When the car landed on a large tree, the weight of the car bent the branches down. Only then did everyone safely land on the water's surface. Unexpectedly, the rebounding branch slapped right against the cliff. But before everyone could celebrate, a 100-meter-high waterfall appeared ahead. Unable to stop in time, they all fell straight down. Fortunately, protected by the car, they narrowly escaped death. They finally managed to climb ashore. Now they just had to pass through the Weeping Mountain God's Eye to enter the legendary Lost City of Gold. Seeing this, everyone immediately entered the cave behind the waterfall. Inside the cave, they discovered 13 tall crystal skeletons sitting on pure gold chairs, but one was missing its skull. Legend has it that if you find the skull and return it, you will gain all the mysteries of the universe. The woman immediately took the skull from the professor and slowly approached the crystal skeleton. The next second, the crystal skull suddenly attached itself to the skeleton. Then, to everyone's horror, the crystal skeleton seemed to come to life, looking down at the crowd from on high. Just then, the professor suddenly walked up to the crystal skeleton and started speaking in the long-lost Mayan language. The crystal skeleton expressed great gratitude for them finding the skull, and decided to give the returner a generous gift. Seeing this, the woman immediately expressed her desire to understand the universe and learn all the knowledge mastered by alien civilizations. However, as soon as she said this, white smoke poured from the eyes of the 12 crystal skeletons, giving everyone a bad feeling. Sure enough, moments later, the sound of machinery rumbling echoed through the palace. Accompanied by falling gold dust, the environment rapidly changed, constantly breaking apart and reassembling, radiating dazzling light. At this point, the professor explained that the crystal skeletons were multidimensional beings, and the huge machine above their heads might transport them to another space-time. Seeing this, everyone hurried to leave, but the woman was still very greedy, wanting to know the truth of all things. However, as the crystal skeletons merged into one, the woman's brain quickly became overloaded. As she turned into a beam of light and entered the interdimensional portal, the entire ancient Golden Kingdom rapidly collapsed. The long, dormant ancient gears started turning, forcing the professor and the others into a desperate situation. Fortunately, at the critical moment, floodwaters came roaring in, safely sending them up through the well opening.